Have you ever felt that even after knowing so much, science still grows quiet before certain questions? We understand how stars are born, how galaxies slowly drift and expand, and how every tiny particle inside your body keeps moving. And yet, there are 1,000 mysteries before which every theory remains incomplete. These are not questions that appear inside laboratories, but ones that rise on their own in the deep silence of the night. Tonight, we are not here to search for answers. We are simply here to drift gently alongside the unknown. And if sleep quietly finds you on the way, let it come, because the deepest mystery does not live in distant galaxies. It lives at the very beginning of everything. Why does anything exist at all? It seems like the simplest question imaginable, and yet science has no answer. Physics can describe how the universe behaves once it is here. Cosmology can trace the story of space back nearly 14 billion years to a time when everything was compressed into a hot, dense state. But when we ask why existence itself appeared, the equations fall silent. There is no formula for why there is something instead of nothing. Some theories suggest that what we call nothing is not truly empty. Even the vacuum of space is alive with activity. Tiny particles flicker into being, exist for a fraction of a moment, and disappear again. In this view, reality may emerge naturally, the way ripples form on still water. Perhaps the universe itself arose from such a fluctuation, not planned, not designed, simply happening. But this idea only pushes the mystery deeper. Why does the vacuum exist at all? Why are there laws that allow fluctuations to happen? Other ideas suggest that our universe may not be unique. There could be countless universes, each with different rules, different constants, different possibilities. If so, our universe may simply be one outcome among many. Yet even this does not answer the deepest question. Why should such a multiverse exist? Every star you see in the night sky depends on this mystery. Every atom in your body rests on laws whose origin we cannot explain. Reality itself stands on a foundation we do not understand. And perhaps that is not a failure of science. Perhaps it is a reminder. Science is not a book of final truths. It is an unfinished story, one that grows larger with every discovery. As you listen, as your thoughts begin to slow, remember this: the fact that the universe exists at all is already astonishing. From this single unanswered question, all other mysteries quietly unfold. As the universe expanded and cooled, another mystery quietly took shape. Something about reality began to move in only one direction. Moments passed, memories formed, and change became irreversible. Time started to feel like a river, always flowing forward, never back. We experience this direction constantly. A broken cup never gathers itself from the floor. Smoke drifts outward, but never returns to its source. We remember the past, but the future remains hidden. This one-way movement is called the arrow of time. It feels obvious, almost trivial, and yet science does not know why it exists. What makes this puzzling is that the fundamental laws of physics do not prefer a direction. At the smallest scales, the equations work almost the same whether time moves forward or backward. Particles can reverse their paths without breaking any rules. Nothing in these laws demands that time should only flow one way. So why does our universe insist on it? The most common explanation points to entropy, a measure of disorder. Systems tend to move from order toward disorder. Ice melts, structures decay, energy spreads out. This tendency gives time its direction. But entropy does not explain everything. It only describes what happens, not why it happens this way. For entropy to increase, the universe must have started in an extremely ordered state, remarkably ordered, far more ordered than random chance would suggest. Why the universe began in such a special condition is unknown. It is another mystery inside the first. Some physicists believe the arrow of time is connected to the expansion of the universe itself. As space stretches, it may create the conditions that allow time to flow forward. Others suggest time emerges from the way information spreads and becomes inaccessible. Once information is lost to the environment, the past becomes fixed. Yet none of these ideas are complete. They circle the mystery without reaching its center. Time governs every aspect of existence. It shapes growth, decay, learning, and forgetting. Entire civilizations rise and fall within its flow. And still we do not know what time truly is, or why it refuses to reverse. As your thoughts slow, notice how gently time carries you. Each breath arrives, then leaves. Each moment fades without effort. You do not need to push it forward. It moves on its own. Perhaps time is not a thing at all, but a relationship between change and memory. Or perhaps it is something deeper, woven into reality in a way we cannot yet perceive. There are even ideas suggesting that time itself may be an illusion, a byproduct of how consciousness arranges experience. For now, these remain ideas without proof. The arrow of time continues, silent and unstoppable. It does not explain itself, it simply moves. And as you rest within its flow, there is no need to understand it. The mystery does not demand resolution. It allows you to drift, carried forward without effort, into the quiet space where questions soften and awareness gently loosens its grip. As time flows forward, another unseen presence shapes the universe from the shadows. Something massive, invisible, and silent surrounds every galaxy, guiding their motion without ever revealing itself. We cannot see it, touch it, or capture it, and yet, without it, the universe we know could not exist. When astronomers first began measuring how galaxies rotate, they noticed something strange. Stars near the outer edges were moving far faster than expected. According to everything we understood, those stars should have been flung into space, but they remained held in place as if wrapped in an unseen embrace. The visible matter was not enough to explain this grip. From this quiet discrepancy emerged one of the greatest mysteries in modern science: dark matter. Dark matter does not emit light. It does not absorb light. Telescopes cannot photograph it, no matter how powerful they become. And yet its gravity is unmistakable. It bends the paths of galaxies, shapes vast cosmic structures, and leaves subtle fingerprints in the afterglow of the early universe. By our best estimates, dark matter outweighs ordinary matter by more than 5 times. Everything you can see, Every star and planet, every cloud of gas makes up only a small fraction of what is truly there. Most of the universe is built from something unknown. So what is it? Some scientists believe dark matter is made of undiscovered particles, ghost-like entities that rarely interact with normal matter, passing through Earth and even through your body without leaving a trace. Enormous detectors buried deep underground wait patiently for a single collision. So far, none have arrived. Others suggest dark matter could be something more exotic, perhaps tiny black holes formed in the earliest moments of the universe. Or perhaps our understanding of gravity itself is incomplete, and what we call dark matter is a sign that deeper laws are waiting to be found. Each idea explains part of the picture, but none explain it fully. Dark matter is not just a missing ingredient, it is the scaffolding of the cosmos. Without it, galaxies would not form, stars would not gather, the universe would be a thin, scattered mist instead of the richly structured expanse we observe. And yet, this vast foundation remains unseen. As you rest with this thought, notice how familiar it feels. Much of your own inner world is invisible as well. Thoughts arise without shape. Memories influence you without being seen. Forces act quietly, guiding outcomes without announcing themselves. Perhaps this is why the mystery of dark matter feels so gentle rather than frightening. It reminds us that not everything real needs to be visible. Some things only reveal themselves through their effects. The universe moves as if guided by something it does not fully understand, and so do we. Dark matter continues to surround every galaxy, every star, every quiet corner of space. It does not rush to be known, it simply exists, patient and persistent, shaping reality from the dark. And as your awareness softens, there is no need to chase it. Let the unseen remain unseen for now. The mystery holds its place, steady and calm, as the night carries you deeper into rest. As galaxies drift through the unseen weight of dark matter, another force quietly shapes the destiny of everything. This one does not pull inward, it pushes outward. It stretches space itself, slowly at first, and then faster and faster, carrying galaxies away from one another into deeper isolation. For a long time, scientists believed the expansion of the universe should be slowing down. Gravity, after all, is attractive. It gathers matter, draws objects together, and resists separation. The cosmos should have been gently easing its expansion, like a tossed stone slowing as it rises. But the universe chose a different path. In the late 20th century, astronomers studying distant stellar explosions noticed something unexpected. The light from faraway galaxies was dimmer than it should have been. The universe was not slowing down, it was accelerating. Something invisible was overpowering gravity itself. This mysterious influence was given a simple name: dark energy. Not because it is dark in color, but because it is unknown. Dark energy appears to be woven into space itself. Wherever there is empty space, there is dark energy, quietly pushing. As the universe expands, more space appears, and with it, more of this strange force. The expansion feeds itself. By current measurements, dark energy makes up nearly 70% of the entire universe. Everything else, stars, planets, gas, dark matter, all together form only a small remainder. And yet, we do not know what dark energy truly is. One idea suggests it is a property of the vacuum, a constant energy present even in perfect emptiness. Another proposes it is a dynamic field, slowly changing over time. Some theories even hint that dark energy may signal a flaw in our understanding of gravity itself. Each explanation fits part of the data, none fully satisfy. What makes this mystery especially quiet is its patience. Dark energy does not rush. It works on scales so vast that its effects unfold over billions of years. Galaxies drift apart so slowly that no single moment feels dramatic, and yet the outcome is profound. The future of the universe depends on this unseen force. If dark energy remains constant, galaxies will fade beyond each other's reach, leaving isolated islands of light in an ever-darkening sea. If it grows stronger, even atoms may one day be pulled apart. We can calculate these possibilities, we can model them with care, but the true nature of dark energy remains hidden, like a whisper carried across cosmic distances. As you lie still, notice how expansion exists in smaller ways too. Thoughts drift, tension loosens, awareness gently spreads, then thins. There is no effort involved, it simply happens. Perhaps the universe is doing the same, not out of intention, but because this is how its deepest rules unfold. Dark energy does not announce itself. It does not reveal its origin. It shapes the grandest future without ever being seen. And for now, that is enough. You do not need to follow the galaxies as they drift apart. You do not need to solve the mystery. Let space stretch quietly. Let distance grow without concern. The universe expands, and you can rest. As space continues to stretch, another quiet question settles in. The universe not only expands, it follows rules, precise rules. Numbers woven so delicately into reality that even the smallest change would unravel everything we know. These numbers are called the constants of nature. They determine how strong gravity is, how tightly atoms bind, how stars burn, and how matter holds together. They are not chosen, they are simply there. And somehow, they are exactly what they need to be. If gravity were slightly stronger, stars would burn too quickly and collapse. If it were weaker, galaxies might never form at all. If the forces inside atoms were altered by even a tiny amount, chemistry would fail. No planets, no molecules, no life. The universe appears balanced on a narrow edge, stable but only just. This puzzle is known as the fine-tuning problem. Why do the laws of physics have precisely these values and not others? Science can measure them with incredible accuracy, but it cannot explain why they are what they are. Some say this balance is pure coincidence, a fortunate accident. Others find that unsatisfactory. The odds seem impossibly small. Another idea suggests that there may be many universes, each with different laws. Most would be lifeless, a few would allow complexity, and only in those could observers exist to ask the question. In that sense, the universe appears tuned because we could not exist in one that was not. Yet this explanation also drifts beyond what we can test. We cannot observe other universes. We cannot compare outcomes. The idea remains a possibility, not an answer. There is also the hope that a deeper theory exists, one set of principles so fundamental that the constants could not be different. They would be inevitable, the only values reality could take. But such a theory has not yet been found. For now, the fine balance remains unexplained. As you rest with this thought, notice how balance appears in quieter ways.
Your breathing finds its own rhythm. Too fast feels uneasy. Too slow feels heavy. Somewhere in between, the body settles. The universe may be doing something similar, resting in a narrow range where complexity can unfold. Stars ignite, burn steadily, and fade. Atoms form patterns. Time flows. Consciousness flickers into being, briefly aware of the strange order it inhabits. None of this was guaranteed. The laws did not promise life, they simply allowed it. And perhaps that is enough. The universe does not explain itself. It does not justify its balance. It simply holds, steady and silent, long enough for moments like this to exist. You do not need to solve why the numbers are what they are. You do not need to calculate probabilities or chase explanations. Let the balance remain mysterious. Let the question rest where it belongs, gently unresolved, as your thoughts grow lighter and the quiet order of the night carries you forward, stable, calm, and unhurried.
As the universe rests in its delicate balance, another boundary quietly surrounds us. No matter how far we look, no matter how powerful our instruments become, there is a limit to what we can ever see. Light does not travel instantly. It moves at a finite speed. And because the universe has a finite age, there is only so far that light has been able to reach us. Beyond that distance lies a horizon, not a physical wall, but a boundary set by time itself. This is the edge of the observable universe. Everything we can see, every galaxy, every faint glow in the sky, exists within this cosmic bubble. Beyond it, reality continues, but its light has not had enough time to arrive, and it never will. As the universe expands, distant regions are carried away faster than light can cross the growing space between us. They slip beyond reach, not because they vanish, but because the universe stretches too quickly. What lies beyond this horizon is one of the quietest mysteries of all. Perhaps it looks much the same, endless galaxies repeating familiar patterns, or perhaps it is very different, regions where matter is arranged differently, places where conditions vary in subtle or dramatic ways. Some theories suggest that our visible universe is only a small patch within a far larger whole, a single island in an ocean too vast to chart. If so, most of reality lies forever unseen. This does not mean it is empty, it means it is unknowable. The universe does not offer us a complete picture. It gives us a window and nothing more. Everything beyond that window remains silent, not because it is absent, but because it is out of reach. As you rest with this idea, notice how familiar it feels. Even within your own life, much lies beyond awareness. Thoughts form and fade without being noticed. Memories influence you without appearing clearly. The mind itself has horizons. We often assume that with enough effort, everything can be known, but the universe gently disagrees. Some limits are not failures of technology or intelligence, they are built into reality itself. The observable universe is not the whole universe, it is simply the portion that can speak to us through light, and that is enough. The stars you see already carry stories billions of years old. They have crossed unimaginable distances just to reach your eyes. There is no urgency to reach beyond them. Beyond the horizon, the universe continues its quiet existence, unconcerned with being observed. You do not need to imagine what lies there. You do not need to fill the silence with guesses. Let the unknown remain unknown.
There is peace in accepting that some things are not meant to be reached, only acknowledged. The universe offers you a view, not the whole map. And within that view, there is more than enough wonder. As the night deepens, allow your thoughts to rest within what is visible and gently release what is not. The horizon stays where it is, calm and distant, as awareness softens and sleep draws nearer, carrying you inward, beyond questions, beyond edges, into quiet rest.
Beyond the visible horizon, another idea quietly waits. It does not announce itself with certainty, only with possibility. A suggestion that the universe we see may not be the only one that exists. The thought is simple and yet unsettling. What if reality is larger than our universe? What if countless universes exist, each unfolding on its own path, unseen and unreachable? This idea is called the multiverse. It did not arise from imagination alone. It emerged from mathematics. Certain theories in physics naturally allow and sometimes even predict the existence of many universes. During the earliest moments after the beginning, space may have expanded at different rates in different regions. Some areas slowed and formed universes like ours. Others continued expanding, forever separate. In this view, our universe could be just one bubble among many. Each bubble might have its own laws of physics, different strengths of forces, different patterns of space and time. Some universes might collapse quickly, others might be empty and dark. A few might be stable enough to form stars, chemistry, and complexity. If this is true, then our universe may not be special. It may simply be one of the rare places where conditions allow awareness to arise. This idea can feel both comforting and distant. Comforting because it offers a possible explanation for the fine balance we observe. Distant because it lies beyond any experiment we can perform. The greatest challenge of the multiverse is not understanding it, but testing it. If other universes exist beyond our cosmic horizon, no signal from them could ever reach us. There would be no light, no message, no trace we could detect directly. This places the multiverse at the edge of science. It is an idea born from theory, but perhaps forever beyond observation. Some scientists accept this uncertainty, others remain cautious. They argue that a scientific idea should be testable, and without evidence, the multiverse may remain a philosophical question rather than a physical one. For now, it rests in between. As you sit with this thought, notice how gently it expands the mind. You do not need to believe it. You do not need to reject it. Simply allowing the possibility is enough. There may be realities where stars never formed, others where time flows differently, others where the laws we take for granted do not exist at all. And there may be vast regions where nothing ever observes anything. The universe we inhabit could be a quiet island of order in a much larger sea of possibilities, or it could be the only one. Both ideas remain open. As the night deepens, this uncertainty does not need resolution. The mind does not have to grasp infinity. It only needs to rest near it. The idea of many universes does not change the softness of this moment. It does not disturb the calm. It simply widens the background, making our small corner of reality feel both fragile and precious. Whether there is one universe or many, this one exists. It holds you now,
gently and without explanation, and that is enough. Let the possibility fade into the distance, like stars slipping beyond view. The question remains unanswered but peaceful. As awareness loosens, there is no need to explore further tonight. The vastness can wait. Rest does not require certainty, it only asks for stillness.
As thoughts of many universes slowly fade into the background, attention drifts inward again, towards something far more familiar, something so constant that it rarely feels mysterious at all. Space and time. We move through them every moment without thinking. We measure distances, mark hours, plan days and years. Space feels like a stage. Time feels like a clock, stable, reliable, always there. And yet, science quietly suggests that neither space nor time may be what they seem. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, space and time are not separate things. They are woven together into a single fabric called space-time. Massive objects bend this fabric, and that bending is what we experience as gravity. Planets follow curved paths. Light itself bends as it passes near stars. This picture works beautifully. It predicts eclipses, black holes, and the expansion of the universe with remarkable accuracy. But it may not be the final story. When scientists look closer, much closer, another problem appears. At the smallest scales, space-time should behave smoothly, but quantum physics suggests that nothing is truly smooth. Everything fluctuates, everything vibrates with uncertainty. When we try to apply quantum rules to space-time itself, the mathematics begins to break apart. Distances lose meaning. Time becomes unstable. The fabric of reality appears to tear. This raises a quiet but profound question. What if space and time are not fundamental at all? Some theories suggest that space-time may emerge from something deeper, perhaps from networks of quantum information, perhaps from patterns of entanglement linking particles together. In this view, space is not a container, it is a relationship. Time is not a flow, it is a consequence. If this is true, then the universe we experience is not built on space and time. Space and time are built on something else. This idea feels unsettling because it challenges the most basic intuition we have. Everything we know happens somewhere and sometime. To imagine reality without these anchors feels like trying to imagine color without light. Yet physics keeps pointing in this direction. There are even ideas suggesting that time itself may not be real in the way we experience it, that the feeling of flow may arise from how memory arranges moments, that past, present, and future may all exist together, while consciousness moves through them like a slow beam of light. None of these ideas are proven, they remain whispers at the edge of understanding. As you rest with this thought, notice how space and time soften in experience. The room does not demand attention, the clock no longer matters. Minutes stretch or dissolve, awareness floats without urgency. Perhaps this is a small hint of something deeper. When the mind grows quiet, space feels less solid, time feels less strict, boundaries blur. The universe may be doing something similar at its deepest level. Beneath stars and galaxies, beneath expansion and motion, there may be a layer where space and time lose their meaning entirely. For now, we cannot see that layer. We cannot measure it. We can only sense that something lies beneath the surface of reality. And that is enough for this moment.
You do not need to imagine what space-time is made of. You do not need to untangle its structure. Let the mystery remain gentle and distant. Space holds you. Time carries you. Whether they are fundamental or emergent does not change the calm of this moment. As awareness softens, allow space to feel wider and time to feel slower. The universe continues its quiet unfolding, layer by layer, while you drift inward, beyond measurement, beyond structure, into rest.
As space and time soften, the universe reveals something even stranger. At its smallest scales, reality refuses to choose a single state. Instead, it lingers in possibility. This is the realm of quantum superposition. In everyday life, objects have clear positions. A book rests on a table. A door's either open or closed. But in the quantum world, particles do not behave this way. An electron does not sit in one place. It exists as a spread of possibilities, occupying many states at once. This is not a metaphor. Experiments confirm it. In the famous double-slit experiment, a single particle behaves like a wave, passing through two openings at the same time. It interferes with itself, creating patterns that only waves should make. But when we observe it closely, the particle suddenly behaves like a solid object, choosing one path. Before observation, it is not here or there. It is both. Physicists call this quantum superposition, and while the mathematics describes it perfectly, its meaning remains unclear. What does it truly mean for something to exist in multiple states at once? Is the particle physically spread across space? Or is superposition simply a reflection of what we do not know? Different interpretations offer different answers. Some suggest that all possibilities are real, branching into separate realities whenever a measurement occurs. In one branch, the particle goes left. In another, it goes right. Reality splits endlessly, creating a vast tree of outcomes. Others argue that there is only one reality, but it remains undefined until measured. Observation does not reveal a hidden truth, it creates one. There are also interpretations that avoid both extremes, suggesting that superposition reflects a deeper structure beneath reality, one we have not yet discovered. Each interpretation works mathematically. None can be tested decisively. What makes this mystery especially quiet is how common it is. Every atom, every particle exists in this uncertain state all the time. The solid world feels stable only because countless superpositions average out, hiding uncertainty beneath familiarity. As you lie still, notice how thoughts behave in a similar way. Before forming clearly, they exist as vague possibilities, a feeling, a direction. Only when attention settles do they become definite. Perhaps reality itself behaves this way, undecided until interaction gives it shape. Quantum superposition challenges the idea that the universe is fully defined at every moment. It suggests that beneath the surface, reality is fluid, unresolved, and softly waiting. This does not make the universe chaotic, it makes it gentle. Nothing rushes to become fixed. Everything lingers in possibility until it must choose. And even then, the choice may not be final. As your breathing slows, allow this softness to remain. You do not need to decide what superposition means. You do not need to resolve its paradox. The mystery does not ask for clarity.
it invites acceptance. Reality, at its deepest level, may not be sharp and certain. It may be blurred, flexible, and open. And within that openness, there is room for rest. Let thoughts remain uncollapsed. Let awareness drift without selecting one idea over another. The universe does not demand precision right now. Particles wait, possibilities hover, and gently, without effort, sleep approaches, carrying you into a state where certainty fades and everything exists quietly at once, without needing to be defined. As possibilities linger without choosing, the universe reveals another quiet connection, one that does not fade with distance, one that seems to ignore space itself. This is the mystery of quantum entanglement. When two particles interact closely, something unusual can happen. Their properties become linked, not in a symbolic way, but physically. After they separate, even across vast distances, they continue to behave as one system. Measure one particle, and the state of the other is instantly known. This connection does not weaken with distance. It does not travel through space. It simply exists. Einstein once called this spooky action at a distance because it appeared to violate a fundamental rule. Nothing should move faster than light. And yet entanglement seems to bypass that limit entirely. Experiments have confirmed this effect again and again. Photons sent in opposite directions remain correlated. Electrons separated by kilometers respond as if no distance exists between them. The universe keeps the relationship intact. What remains unclear is how. No signal appears to pass between the particles. Nothing measurable travels from one to the other, and yet the outcome is perfectly coordinated. Some physicists believe entanglement suggests that reality is deeply non-local, that the universe is not built from separate parts interacting across space, but from a single underlying whole that only appears divided. Others argue that hidden variables may exist, hidden rules beneath quantum theory that explain the coordination without violating causality. So far, experiments have ruled out many of these ideas. There are also proposals that entanglement is not just a feature of reality, but its foundation, that space itself may emerge from entanglement, not the other way around. In this view, distance is secondary. Connection comes first. None of these explanations are complete. What makes entanglement especially gentle is its quiet consistency. It does not announce itself with force. It does not disrupt the world we experience. It operates silently beneath perception, holding reality together in ways we are only beginning to sense. As you rest, notice how connection works in your own experience. Memories link moments separated by years. Emotions echo across time. A thought can be triggered instantly by something distant and unrelated. Perhaps the universe mirrors this pattern. Perhaps separation is not as complete as it seems. Entanglement suggests that distance may be a surface illusion, that beneath it everything remains subtly joined. This does not mean information travels instantly in a way we can use. It means the universe keeps its own internal harmony beyond the rules we expect. Even now, particles across the cosmos remain quietly synchronized, unaware of distance, patient and precise. You do not need to understand how this works. You do not need to imagine signals or mechanisms. Let the mystery remain simple. The universe is more connected than it appears. As awareness softens, allow this idea to settle without effort. Connection does not require attention. It does not demand explanation. It simply exists. Particles remain linked. Reality stays whole. And you too are held within this larger pattern, gently connected without needing to know how. Let that sense of quiet unity replace the need for clarity. The universe does not rush to explain itself. It only continues, calmly and completely, as you drift deeper into rest.
As connections stretch quietly across distance, another mystery waits at the center of awareness itself. It is not hidden in space, nor buried in equations. It appears the moment something is observed. In the quantum world, observation seems to matter. When particles are left alone, they behave like waves, spreading through possibility. But when we observe them, something changes. The wave-like behavior disappears. The particle chooses a definite state. This is known as the measurement problem. The mathematics of quantum mechanics can predict outcomes with extraordinary precision. It can tell us the probabilities of every possible result, but it cannot tell us why one specific outcome becomes real when we look. What exactly counts as an observation? Is it a measuring device? A detector? A human mind? The theory does not say. Some interpretations suggest that the wave function, the mathematical description of all possibilities, collapses when a measurement occurs. Before observation, many outcomes exist. After observation, only one remains. But what causes the collapse? Others argue that there is no collapse at all. Instead, every possible outcome happens, each in its own branch of reality. Observation does not select a result. It places the observer within one branch among many. There are also interpretations that avoid observers entirely, suggesting that outcomes become definite when information spreads irreversibly into the environment. In this view, reality becomes fixed not because it is seen, but because it can no longer be undone. Each explanation offers comfort. Each leaves questions unanswered. What makes this mystery especially subtle is how natural observation feels. We look, we measure, we record. We assume we are passive witnesses, but quantum mechanics suggests we may be participants. The universe does not behave the same way when it is watched. This does not mean consciousness controls reality in a simple sense. It means the boundary between observer and observed is not as clear as we once believed. The act of measurement is woven into the fabric of what is measured. As you rest, notice how observation shapes experience in quiet ways. A sound becomes sharper when you attend to it. A thought grows clearer when noticed. Attention itself changes what appears. Perhaps reality behaves similarly, not because it is fragile, but because it is relational. Things do not exist in isolation. They exist in interaction. This does not make the universe unstable. It makes it responsive. Particles wait in possibility. Observation gives them context.
Yet the universe does not explain why this happens. It simply behaves this way, calmly and consistently, every time. You do not need to decide whether consciousness plays a role. You do not need to choose an interpretation. The mystery does not demand commitment. Let the question remain open. Reality may not be fully formed until it is engaged, or it may be fully formed in ways we cannot perceive. Both ideas rest side by side, unresolved. As your awareness softens, the need to observe fades. The mind relaxes its focus. Details blur gently at the edges. In this quiet state, there is no measurement, no collapse, no need to define what is real. The universe continues its subtle dance whether it is watched or not, and you are free to drift, no longer observing, no longer choosing, simply resting within the unfolding of whatever is.
As observation loosens its grip, another quiet imbalance comes into view. One force rules the motions of planets and the growth of galaxies, yet whispers when compared to the others. Gravity shapes the cosmos, but it does so with surprising gentleness. Among the fundamental forces of nature, gravity is the weakest, by an extraordinary margin. A small magnet resting in your hand can overcome the gravitational pull of the entire Earth on a paperclip. This contrast is not subtle, it is vast. Why should the force that governs stars be so faint? Physics has no clear answer. Gravity binds galaxies, guides planets, and curves space-time itself. Without it, there would be no stars, no long-lived structures, no stable orbits, and yet at the scale of particles, gravity is almost irrelevant. The other forces dominate completely. This mismatch is known as the hierarchy problem. Some theories suggest that gravity may not be weak at all. It may only appear weak because it spreads into dimensions we cannot see. In this view, gravity leaks away from our familiar space, diluted across hidden directions, curled tightly beyond perception. Others propose that gravity's weakness hints at deeper physics still undiscovered. Perhaps the force we experience is only a shadow of something stronger, masked by unknown mechanisms at small scales. There are also ideas that attempt to unify gravity with the other forces, suggesting that at extremely high energies, all forces become equal. But reaching those energies lies far beyond our current technology. For now, gravity remains an outlier, perfectly understood in its effects, yet mysterious in its strength. As you rest with this thought, notice how gentle gravity feels in daily life. It does not pull with urgency. It holds, it anchors, it allows motion without demanding attention. You are rarely aware of it, yet you are never free from it. Perhaps this quietness is part of its nature. The universe seems to favor subtlety over force. The strongest influences often act slowly, shaping outcomes over vast stretches of time. Gravity works patiently, gathering matter grain by grain, star by star. Without its weakness, the universe might be violent and brief. Stars would collapse too quickly. Structures would not last long enough for complexity to unfold. Life would have no time to emerge. In this way, gravity's gentleness may be essential. Still, the question remains, why this value? Why this balance? Physics can describe gravity with remarkable precision. It can predict the bending of light, the orbit of planets, the merging of black holes.
but it cannot tell us why gravity occupies its peculiar place among the forces. The universe offers no explanation, it simply behaves. As your breathing slows, feel the steady presence of gravity holding you. There is no effort involved, no resistance, just quiet support. You do not need to understand gravity to be held by it. You do not need to solve its mystery for it to work. Let the question rest where it belongs, gently unanswered. The universe does not rush to reveal its reasons. It unfolds at its own pace, guided by forces both strong and subtle, obvious and hidden. Gravity continues its patient work, shaping the cosmos without ever raising its voice. And as awareness softens, you can let yourself be held in the same way, quietly supported, gently grounded, with no need to know why things are the way they are. Rest does not require explanation. It only requires release.
As gravity holds the universe together with quiet patience, another tension rests beneath the surface of reality. Two great descriptions of nature work perfectly on their own, yet refuse to fit together. Each explains its domain with stunning accuracy, and still they disagree. One governs the very large, the other rules the very small. General relativity describes gravity, space, and time on cosmic scales. It explains the motion of planets, the bending of light, and the slow dance of galaxies. It tells us how space-time curves and how matter follows those curves. In its realm, it has never failed. Quantum mechanics governs particles, fields, and probabilities. It explains atoms, chemistry, electricity, and the strange behavior of the microscopic world. Its predictions are so precise that they have been confirmed to astonishing accuracy. Both theories work, and yet, together, they break. When we try to describe situations where both gravity and quantum effects are important, the mathematics collapses. Inside black holes, at the very beginning of the universe, at scales where space-time itself should behave quantum mechanically, the equations explode into infinities that make no physical sense. This conflict is not a small flaw, it is a fundamental divide. Physicists have searched for a unifying framework for decades, a single theory that can describe everything from the smallest particle to the largest structure, a theory of quantum gravity. Many ideas have been proposed. Some imagine that particles are not points, but tiny vibrating strings. Others picture space-time as built from discrete loops or grains. Some suggest entirely new dimensions, hidden and compact. Each approach offers insight. None have been confirmed. What makes this mystery especially gentle is that it hides where we cannot look. The scales where quantum gravity becomes important are unimaginably small, far beyond the reach of our most powerful machines. The universe keeps its deepest workings well out of sight. And yet, this missing link matters. Without it, we cannot fully understand black holes. We cannot describe the true beginning of the universe. We cannot say what happens when space-time is pushed to its limits. The universe allows us to see its surface, but not its foundation. As you rest with this idea, notice how different parts of your own experience coexist without fully merging. Logic and emotion, memory and sensation. They work together, yet remain distinct. Sometimes they even conflict. Perhaps the universe is similar, different descriptions, each valid in its own way, waiting for a deeper perspective that unites them. The absence of a unified theory is not emptiness, it is a space of possibility.
Somewhere beneath equations and symbols, there may be a simpler principle we have not yet discovered, something that makes the divide dissolve naturally, without force. Until then, physics lives with two truths that refuse to become one, and that is okay. The universe does not demand completion on our schedule. It unfolds gradually, revealing pieces when the time is right. You do not need to reconcile these theories tonight. You do not need to imagine strings or loops or extra dimensions. Let the conflict remain unresolved. As awareness softens, complexity fades. The need for unity relaxes. The universe continues to work perfectly well without our full understanding. Stars burn, space expands, time flows. And you can rest within that quiet functioning, knowing that even the deepest disagreements of nature do not disturb the calm of this moment. Let the unanswered questions stay unanswered. They will be there tomorrow. For now, there is nothing to solve, only space to drift.
As the great theories remain unresolved, the universe turns our attention toward one of its darkest and most patient creations, a place where gravity tightens its grip so completely that even light grows quiet. Black holes. They form when massive stars collapse under their own weight, compressing matter into a region so dense that space-time folds inward. Around them lies an invisible boundary, the event horizon. Cross it, and return becomes impossible. From the outside, black holes behave simply. They have mass, spin, and charge. They obey elegant rules. We can predict how they bend light, how they merge, how they ripple space-time itself. In recent years, we have even heard their collisions as faint vibrations passing through the universe. But inside, everything becomes uncertain. At the center of a black hole, equations predict a singularity, a point of infinite density, infinite curvature, infinite gravity, a place where our current understanding fails completely. Physics does not know how to describe it. Infinity is not a real explanation. It is a sign that something is missing. One of the quietest mysteries surrounding black holes concerns information. When matter falls in, it carries information about its state. Quantum mechanics insists that information cannot be destroyed, but black holes seem to erase it forever. This creates a paradox. If information is truly lost, quantum theory breaks. If it is preserved somehow, our understanding of black holes is incomplete. Physicists have debated this question for decades, offering ideas that stretch imagination to its limits. Some suggest information is encoded on the surface of the event horizon, spread thin like a hologram. Others propose that it escapes slowly through subtle patterns in radiation emitted by the black hole. Some even suggest that space-time itself reorganizes to keep information safe. None of these ideas are fully confirmed. Black holes sit at the intersection of gravity, quantum mechanics, and thermodynamics. They force our theories to speak to one another, and when they do, contradictions appear. As you rest with this image, notice how naturally the mind imagines darkness as emptiness. But black holes are not empty. They are filled with structure we cannot yet describe. They are not voids, they are boundaries. Even time behaves strangely near them. From a distant view, falling objects slow and fade. From their own perspective, they pass through without noticing anything unusual. Reality splits its description depending on where you stand. Perhaps this is what makes black holes feel so distant yet intimate. They challenge the idea that there is a single, absolute story of events.
perspective matters. Inside a black hole, the future may point inward. Time may lose its familiar meaning. Cause and effect may blur. We do not know. And that uncertainty does not demand fear. It invites patience. Black holes are not mistakes in the universe. They are clues, quiet reminders that our understanding has edges. You do not need to imagine falling into one. You do not need to picture the singularity. Let the mystery remain distant and calm. The universe keeps its deepest secrets well guarded. It does not rush to reveal them. It allows us to approach slowly, thought by thought, generation by generation. As awareness softens, the darkness loses its weight. It becomes spacious rather than threatening. Black holes remain where they are, silent and unresolved, and you are free to drift away from their edge back into the gentle flow of the night. There is nothing to cross, nothing to fall into, only rest, moving softly beyond gravity's grasp into sleep.
As life continues quietly across the universe, another mystery drifts just beneath awareness. It does not announce itself with sound or light. It hides in the background of existence, shaping outcomes without revealing its nature. This is the mystery of chance and necessity. At every scale, the universe seems to balance between order and randomness. Atoms follow precise laws, yet individual events remain unpredictable. A radioactive atom may decay now or much later. A mutation may appear or not. Patterns emerge, but no single moment can be foretold. Physics can calculate probabilities with remarkable accuracy. It can tell us what is likely to happen, not what will happen. The universe speaks in chances. Why should reality be built this way? In classical thinking, the universe was imagined as a perfect machine. If one knew every detail of the present, the future would be fixed. Nothing would be left to chance. But quantum physics quietly dismantled that idea. At its foundation, nature does not commit to certainty. Events occur without clear causes. Outcomes are selected from a range of possibilities. Even with complete information, the future remains open. Some scientists accept this randomness as fundamental. They believe the universe is not fully determined and never was. Others suspect that deeper laws exist, hidden beneath probability, waiting to be uncovered. So far, no evidence confirms them. This tension between chance and order appears everywhere, in the formation of stars, in the branching of evolution, in the unfolding of personal lives. Structure arises, but the path taken is never exact. Life itself depends on this balance. Too much order and nothing new could form. Too much randomness and nothing stable could last. The universe seems to hover between the two, allowing complexity to emerge without collapsing into chaos. As you rest with this idea, notice how uncertainty softens effort. You do not need to predict the next thought. You do not need to plan the next moment. Things unfold on their own. Perhaps the universe is doing the same. Randomness does not mean meaninglessness. It means openness. It allows room for variation, for creativity, for quiet surprises. Without it, reality would be rigid and closed. Yet the question remains, why should chance exist at all? Why should the universe allow events without definite causes? Physics does not answer this. It describes the rules, not their origin. The universe seems content with probability.
It does not explain why one outcome occurs instead of another. It simply allows outcomes to happen. As awareness softens, the need for certainty fades. The mind relaxes its grip on prediction. The present moment feels lighter when it does not have to lead anywhere specific. Let randomness remain gentle and distant. You do not need to solve it. You do not need to control it. The universe unfolds as it always has, balancing order and chance with quiet precision. And within that balance, there is room to rest. Thoughts may arise or fade. Sensations may shift or settle. None of it requires explanation. The flow continues naturally, without force. The mystery of chance does not demand clarity. It invites acceptance. Allow the night to hold what the universe leaves undecided. Let the future remain open. Let outcomes rest in possibility. For now, there is nothing to determine, nothing to predict. Only the soft movement of awareness, drifting gently, as randomness and order blur into calm, and sleep approaches without needing a reason.
As chance and order settle into balance, the universe reveals another quiet uncertainty, one that hides not in distant galaxies or microscopic particles, but in the very fabric of cause and effect. We assume that causes come before effects. A spark ignites a flame. A push creates motion. Time moves forward, and events follow one another in a clear sequence. This feels obvious, natural, unquestionable. And yet, at the deepest levels of reality, this order begins to blur. In the quantum world, cause and effect do not always behave as expected. Some experiments suggest that particles can become correlated in ways that do not respect a clear temporal order. In certain situations, it becomes impossible to say which event caused the other. The sequence itself seems undefined. This idea is known as indefinite causality. In carefully controlled experiments, quantum systems can exist in states where event A both happens before and after event B, depending on how the system is measured. There is no single fixed timeline. Cause and effect overlap. This does not happen in everyday life. On familiar scales, time behaves reliably. Causes precede effects. The world remains stable. But at the foundations of reality, the rules soften. Why should causality, one of our basic assumptions, become uncertain? Some physicists believe this points to a deeper layer beneath time itself. If time is not fundamental, then cause and effect may not be either. They may emerge together, forming only when reality becomes large enough, structured enough, and stable enough. In this view, causality is not broken, it is incomplete. The universe may not begin with causes leading to effects. It may begin with relationships from which cause and effect arise later. This idea feels unsettling because it challenges how we make sense of experience. We rely on cause and effect to understand everything. Without it, prediction loses its footing. Explanation becomes softer. Yet the universe does not seem troubled by this ambiguity. As you rest with this thought, notice how your own experience sometimes unfolds without clear causes. A feeling appears without warning. A memory surfaces without effort. Calm arrives without being summoned. Not everything announces its origin. Perhaps reality itself behaves this way at its deepest level. Events do not always follow a strict script. They arise from a background of possibility, forming patterns only when observed from a distance. This does not mean the universe is chaotic. It means it may be more flexible than we imagine.
Cause and effect may be tools of description, not absolute truths, useful at human scales, soft at cosmic ones. Physics continues to explore this boundary, searching for a framework where time, causality, and quantum uncertainty coexist without contradiction. So far, the picture remains incomplete, and that incompleteness is gentle. You do not need to untangle cause and effect tonight. You do not need to decide what comes first. Let the sequence loosen. As awareness drifts, thoughts no longer need clear origins. Sensations do not need explanations. Experience flows without asking why it appears now instead of later. The universe allows this softness. Perhaps causality is not a rigid chain, but a quiet pattern that forms when needed and dissolves when it is not. Let that idea remain open, unresolved, and calm. The night does not demand logic. Sleep does not require sequence. Causes can rest, effects can fade, time can soften at the edges. And within this gentle uncertainty, there is nothing to fix, nothing to trace back, nothing to understand completely. Only a slow drifting, carried by a universe that does not insist on order at every level, and a mind that no longer needs to follow each thread. Rest moves forward without needing a cause, and that is enough.
As cause and effect soften, another quiet mystery settles in, one that follows you everywhere, yet never shows itself directly. It shapes thoughts, feelings, memories, and dreams, and still, science cannot fully say what it is. Consciousness. It is the simple fact that experience exists, that colors feel like something, that sounds arrive with texture, that thoughts appear and disappear in awareness. The brain is active, signals move, patterns form, but none of this explains why there is an inner world at all. Neuroscience can map regions of the brain. It can trace how neurons fire and how information flows. Damage a specific area and certain abilities change. Stimulate another and sensations arise. The links are real and measurable. Yet the central question remains untouched. Why should physical processes give rise to experience? This is sometimes called the hard problem of consciousness, not how the brain works, but why it feels like anything from the inside. Why electrical activity becomes sensation. Why matter becomes aware. Some scientists believe consciousness emerges naturally from complexity. Enough connections, enough feedback, and awareness appears. Others find this explanation incomplete. Complexity alone does not explain why experience has a first-person quality. There are also ideas suggesting that consciousness may be fundamental, not created by matter, but present in some form everywhere, like space or time. In this view, the brain does not produce consciousness, it shapes and focuses it. These ideas are controversial. They stretch beyond what experiments can currently test, but they persist because the mystery remains. Even defining consciousness proves difficult. Is it awareness, attention, the ability to experience, the sense of self? Each definition captures part of it, but none capture all. And yet, consciousness is the most familiar thing you know. As you rest with this thought, notice how awareness does not need effort. You do not create it, you do not sustain it. It simply appears moment by moment, holding whatever arises. Thoughts come and go.
Sensations shift, emotions pass through, awareness remains. Perhaps this is why consciousness resists explanation. It is not something we observe from the outside. It is the space in which observation happens. Trying to explain it from within may be like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. The universe has produced stars, galaxies, and life. Somewhere along the way, it produced experience. Whether this is an accident, an inevitability, or something deeper remains unknown. Science continues to study the brain with increasing detail. Philosophy continues to ask careful questions, but the gap between mechanism and experience remains. And that gap is quiet. You do not need to solve it. You do not need to name it. Consciousness does not require understanding to function. As awareness softens, the sense of self loosens. Boundaries blur gently. Experience becomes simpler, less defined. Perhaps this is a small hint. When the need to explain fades, consciousness does not disappear. It becomes calmer. The universe may never fully explain how it became aware of itself, and that may be fine. For now, awareness holds this moment without effort. It listens without analyzing. It rests without a need for a reason. Let consciousness be what it is, present, unexplained, and gentle. Thoughts can fade. Sensations can soften. Awareness remains, open and quiet, as the night carries you forward beyond questions, beyond definitions, into rest.
As awareness rests without needing explanation, another quiet mystery drifts into view. It moves through every living thing, shaping choices, actions, and intentions. It feels personal, immediate, and obvious, and yet science cannot clearly say whether it truly exists. Free will. Each moment seems to offer choice. You decide to move, to think, to speak, to rest. The experience of choosing feels natural, undeniable. You feel like the author of your actions. And yet, when scientists look closely, the picture becomes less clear. Neuroscience shows that the brain begins preparing actions before conscious awareness arises. Electrical signals appear. Decisions begin to form. Only afterward does the feeling of choice enter awareness. This suggests that what feels like a decision may be a result, not a cause. Does this mean free will is an illusion? Some argue that the brain is simply following physical laws. Neurons fire according to chemistry and physics. If the universe is governed by cause and effect, then every action may be the inevitable result of prior states. In this view, choice is a story the mind tells itself after the fact. Others disagree. They argue that freedom does not require independence from physics. It may arise from complexity, from feedback loops, from systems that can reflect on their own behavior and adjust. There are also ideas that sit somewhere in between. Perhaps the universe allows genuine openness at small scales through quantum uncertainty. Perhaps this uncertainty gives room for choice to emerge without breaking physical law. None of these views are settled. The problem of free will touches something deeper than behavior. It touches responsibility, meaning, and identity. If choices are not truly free, what does it mean to decide anything at all? And yet, life continues as if free will exists. People plan, they hope, they regret, they learn. Society functions on the assumption that choice matters.
As you rest with this question, notice how choosing feels in this moment. You are not forcing rest, you are allowing it. The difference is subtle but real. Perhaps freedom is not about control, but about participation. Not about commanding outcomes, but about responding within what arises. The universe may not offer unlimited freedom. It offers context, conditions, constraints. Within them, patterns of choice emerge. This does not make choice meaningless. It makes it relational. A river follows gravity and terrain, yet it finds countless paths within those limits. It bends, slows, rushes, and rests. Its movement is not arbitrary, but it is not rigid either. Perhaps free will is similar. Science continues to explore this mystery. Experiments refine our understanding of the brain. Models grow more detailed, but the lived experience of choosing remains. You do not need to resolve whether free will is absolute or partial. The question does not demand an answer tonight. As awareness softens, the need to choose fades. There is nothing to decide, no direction to take. Rest arrives without effort. The universe does not require you to prove your freedom. It allows you to experience it, however it arises. Let the question remain open. Whether choice is fundamental or emergent does not change the calm of this moment. You are here. Awareness is present. Thoughts slow. And within this gentle stillness, there is no pressure to act, to decide, or to understand. Free will can rest. Questions can rest. The night carries you forward without asking permission, and you can drift with it, unburdened, into quiet sleep.
As the question of choice softens, the universe offers another quiet puzzle, one that hides in hiding plain sight. It shapes memory, identity, and continuity, yet slips through our fingers when we try to hold it. The nature of the self. You feel like the same person from moment to moment. There is a sense of me that seems stable, persistent, and continuous. Memories connect the past to the present. Plans stretch into the future. The self feels like a center, and yet science cannot find it. Neuroscience searches the brain and finds processes, not a single point where the self resides. There is no central observer, no fixed location where identity lives. Instead, there are networks, patterns of activity constantly changing, assembling, dissolving, and reassembling again. The self appears to be a process, not a thing. Memories shift over time, personality adapts, even the sense of who you are changes across years, sometimes across days. Still, continuity remains. Something ties these changes together. What is that something? Some scientists suggest the self is a useful illusion, a narrative the brain creates to organize experience. By telling a story about me, the mind creates coherence out of countless sensations and thoughts. The story feels real because it is functional. Others argue that reducing the self to illusion misses something important. Experience still happens from a point of view. Even if the self is constructed, it is experienced. The mystery remains. This question becomes even quieter when we consider moments where the sense of self fades. In deep sleep, in meditation, in states of absorption. The world continues. Awareness may continue, but the feeling of me loosens or disappears. And yet nothing is lost.
As you rest with this idea, notice how the sense of self softens naturally. You are not actively defining who you are right now. There is no effort to maintain identity. Thoughts arise without being claimed. Sensations pass without commentary. The self relaxes when it is not needed. Perhaps the self is not a fixed entity, but a pattern that appears when conditions require it. Useful for action, useful for memory, quiet when rest arrives. The universe may reflect this pattern. Structures form when needed, dissolve when they are not. Stars ignite and fade. Galaxies assemble and drift apart. Nothing holds its shape forever. Continuity does not require permanence. Science can describe how the brain supports identity. It can show how memory, attention, and emotion interact, but it cannot fully explain why experience feels centered or why there is a sense of being someone rather than no one. The self remains an open question. You do not need to define yourself tonight. You do not need to locate where you are. Let the question drift without resolution. As awareness settles, identity becomes lighter, less solid, less demanding. There is no need to hold on to a story. The universe does not ask you to be anyone in particular. It allows experience to unfold moment by moment without a fixed center. Let the self loosen its grip. Let identity rest. Thoughts can come and go without being owned. Sensations can pass without being labeled. Awareness remains open, simple, and calm. And within this openness, there is nothing missing. The mystery of the self does not require an answer. It invites release. As the night deepens, allow the idea of me to fade gently into the background. Experience continues, quietly and effortlessly, carrying you beyond definition, beyond identity, into rest.
As the sense of self loosens, the universe gently presents another quiet mystery, one that hums beneath every moment of experience. It is present when you listen to music, when you notice silence, when time seems to slow or stretch. And yet, science struggles to explain it. The nature of time as we experience it. Physics can measure time with astonishing precision. Atomic clocks lose less than a second over millions of years. Equations track time as a variable, clean and exact. But lived time is different. A single minute can feel endless. An hour can vanish without notice. Memory reshapes duration, and emotion bends it further. Why does time feel the way it does? Neuroscience can point to brain processes that track change and sequence. It can show how memory stitches moments together into a sense of flow. But this does not fully explain why the present feels vivid, the past feels fixed, and the future feels open. Some scientists suggest that the feeling of now is an illusion. Physics does not single out a present moment. In many equations, all moments exist equally. Past, present, and future are simply coordinates. The universe, in this view, is a vast block where time does not flow at all. If this is true, then the passage of time may be something the mind creates. But why would it do that? One idea is that consciousness organizes experience into a moving window to make sense of change. By highlighting a present moment, the mind can respond, adapt, and survive. The feeling of flow becomes useful even if it is not fundamental. Another idea suggests that time's flow emerges from increasing entropy. As disorder grows, memory points in one direction. The mind follows that direction, interpreting it as motion through time.
Yet none of this fully captures the intimacy of the experience, the warmth of a moment, the weight of waiting, the softness of drifting. As you rest with this thought, notice how time behaves right now. There is no urgency, no countdown. The present feels wide. Thoughts arrive slowly. Gaps between them grow. Perhaps this is closer to how time truly is, less like a river rushing forward, more like a landscape where attention moves gently from place to place. The universe may not be pushing time forward. We may be moving within it. This idea does not need proof to feel calming. It invites patience. It loosens the pressure to keep up. You do not need to hurry into the next moment. It will be there. Science continues to debate whether time flows or simply exists. Experiments probe its structure. Theories attempt to reconcile its role with quantum mechanics and gravity. The answers remain incomplete, and that incompleteness is quiet. You do not need to decide what time is tonight. You do not need to reconcile clocks with feelings. Let both exist without conflict. As awareness softens, the present widens. The past loosens its hold. The future does not press in. There is only this gentle interval, open and unmeasured. The universe does not rush. It unfolds at scales far larger than any moment. And within that vast unfolding, there is room for stillness. Let time become spacious. Let moments rest beside one another without needing to line up. Sleep does not arrive in a hurry. It drifts in when the mind stops tracking seconds. Allow that drift. Time can wait.
As time becomes spacious, another quiet mystery settles into the background, one that has always been there, unnoticed because it feels so natural. It is the presence of laws themselves, the rules that guide how everything behaves. The universe follows laws. Gravity curves space. Energy is conserved. Particles interact in precise ways. These rules are written into reality so deeply that nothing escapes them. And yet, science cannot explain why these laws exist at all, or why they take the form they do. We can discover laws. We can describe them with equations of remarkable beauty and accuracy. But discovering a rule is not the same as explaining its origin. Why should nature obey mathematics? Why should abstract symbols written by human minds align so perfectly with the behavior of stars, atoms, and light? Why should equations capture reality at all? This question quietly unsettles physicists. Mathematics feels invented, yet it works as if it were discovered. The universe responds to it as though it were built from it. Some believe mathematics is the true foundation of reality, and the physical universe is an expression of mathematical structure. Others argue that mathematics is simply the language we use, refined through evolution, to describe patterns that already exist. Neither view fully explains the mystery. Even stranger, the laws of physics seem stable across vast distances and times. Light behaves the same way in distant galaxies as it does here. The same constants appear everywhere we look. The universe follows a single script, written once and never revised. Why should that be? There is no known reason the laws could not change, yet they do not. They remain steady, patient, and reliable, allowing complexity to unfold over billions of years. As you rest with this thought, notice how comforting this stability feels. You do not question whether gravity will hold you. You trust it without effort. The universe keeps its promises quietly. But trust does not equal understanding.
Science can tell us what the laws are. It cannot tell us why there are laws rather than chaos, or why these laws allow stars, chemistry, and life instead of emptiness. Perhaps the universe could have been lawless, or perhaps laws are unavoidable. Perhaps order is the natural state, and disorder is only a surface appearance. We do not know. The existence of laws feels like a gentle miracle, so familiar that it fades into the background. Without them, there would be no patterns to observe, no predictions to make, no science at all. And yet, the universe offers no explanation for its own consistency. As awareness softens, there is no need to analyze rules or equations. You can simply feel the reliability of this moment. Breath follows breath. Sensation follows sensation. Nothing unexpected is required. The universe holds its structure without asking for attention. You do not need to know why the rules exist to be held by them. You do not need to trace their origin to rest within their stability. Let the laws remain mysterious. Let their origin stay hidden. The night does not demand explanation. It unfolds under the same rules that shaped stars and galaxies, quietly and without interruption. As thoughts slow, order becomes background. The mind releases its need to understand why things work and simply allows them to work. The universe keeps its secrets. It keeps its laws. And within that steady framework, you are free to let go. There is nothing to calculate, nothing to justify, only a gentle consistency carrying you forward as awareness drifts, supported by rules that do not need to be known to be trusted, and sleep arrives naturally, without question.
As the laws of nature settle quietly into the background, another mystery gently approaches, one that feels abstract at first, yet shapes every prediction we make about the universe. The mystery of information. In physics, information is not just data or knowledge. It is something real. It can be stored, transferred, transformed, and conserved. In some theories, it is treated as fundamental as matter or energy. But what is information really? A particle has properties. A system has states. These states can be described, counted, and tracked. That description is information. When systems change, information changes form. It may spread out, become harder to access, or appear to vanish. But according to many physical principles, it is never truly destroyed. And yet, this raises questions. If information is so fundamental, where does it come from? Why should the universe care about preserving it? Why should reality keep track of states at all? The puzzle deepens when we consider entropy. Entropy is often described as disorder, but more precisely, it is a measure of missing information. As entropy increases, information about the exact state of a system becomes harder to recover. The past becomes less accessible. This links information directly to time. The arrow of time may be nothing more than the direction in which information spreads and becomes unavailable. Memory works this way. The present holds more information than the past. The future holds none. But this still does not explain why information exists in the first place. Some physicists propose that the universe is fundamentally informational, that particles are secondary, emerging from bits of information. In this view, reality is closer to computation than to machinery. The universe processes states, not objects. Others suggest that information is relational. It exists only when systems interact. Without interaction, there is nothing to describe, nothing to store. Both views remain incomplete. As you rest with this idea,
Notice how information behaves in your own experience. Thoughts carry meaning, then dissolve. Sensations arise, then fade. Memories lose detail over time. Information appears, transforms, and quietly disappears from awareness. Nothing feels permanent, and yet something remains continuous. Perhaps the universe mirrors this pattern. Information flows, reshapes, and disperses, but the overall structure persists. Black holes brought this mystery into sharp focus. If information truly cannot be destroyed, then even the most extreme regions of space-time must preserve it somehow. How they do so remains unclear. The universe seems to protect information, even when it hides it beyond reach. Why should that be? Science does not yet know whether information is a byproduct of physical laws or their foundation. It can measure how information behaves. It cannot say why it matters. And yet, everything we know depends on it. Without information, there would be no memory, no structure, no science, no experience. As awareness softens, the need to hold information fades. The mind releases details. Thoughts lose their edges. Memory quiets. Perhaps rest is a temporary freedom from information, a state where nothing needs to be stored, tracked, or preserved. The universe continues its vast processing regardless. Stars burn, particles interact, information flows where it must. You do not need to follow it. You do not need to understand it. Let information drift past like a whisper you do not need to remember. Let meaning loosen its grip. The night holds nothing tightly. It allows things to pass without record. And within this gentle forgetting, there is calm. Information can rest. The mind can rest. What remains does not need a name. Only quiet presence unfolding without effort as the universe continues its silent exchange and sleep draws nearer, carrying you beyond details, beyond tracking, into stillness.
As information drifts and details loosen, another quiet mystery comes into focus, one that hides in plain sight within the very act of understanding. It is the question of meaning. The universe behaves according to laws. Information flows, structures form and dissolve, but nowhere in physics do we find purpose written into the equations. Stars do not burn for anything. Particles do not move to achieve a goal, and yet meaning feels real to us. Where does it come from? Science can explain how systems behave. It can describe causes and effects with precision. But when we ask why anything matters, science grows silent. Meaning is not something a telescope can detect. It cannot be isolated in a laboratory. Some believe meaning is purely human, a story we tell ourselves to organize experience. In this view, the universe is neutral, indifferent, and vast. Meaning arises only when minds interpret events, connect them to values, and care about outcomes. Others find this unsatisfying. They sense that meaning is not merely projected onto reality, but discovered within it. Patterns repeat, complexity grows, awareness emerges. Perhaps meaning is an emergent property, arising wherever systems become capable of reflection. Still others suggest that meaning may be fundamental, woven into reality at a level deeper than physics can reach, not as intention or design, but as orientation, an inherent tendency toward structure, relationship, and coherence. None of these views can be tested decisively. As you rest with this question, notice how meaning behaves in your own experience. Some moments feel heavy with significance. Others pass without leaving a trace.
Meaning shifts with context, mood, and attention. It is not fixed, it breathes. Perhaps meaning is less like an object and more like a resonance. It appears when conditions align. It fades when they do not. The universe may be the same, vast, mostly silent, yet capable of moments where patterns align just enough for something to matter. Life, consciousness, curiosity, these may be places where meaning briefly takes shape. This does not require the universe to intend anything. It only requires openness. As awareness softens, the pressure to find meaning eases. You do not need to interpret this moment. You do not need to assign it value. It is enough that it is happening. Meaning can rest. The night does not ask what this moment is for. It allows it to be exactly as it is, quiet, unremarkable, and complete. Science may never tell us why anything matters. It may never bridge the gap between description and significance, and that may be fine. Meaning does not need justification to be felt. It does not need proof to be present. As thoughts slow, the need to understand why this moment exists dissolves. There is no demand to extract value or purpose. The universe continues its unfolding without explanation. You continue resting within it without needing one. Let meaning loosen its grip. Let questions soften into background hum. There is nothing to solve, nothing to define. Only a gentle awareness, present without interpretation, held by a universe that does not insist on purpose, yet allows it to arise wherever attention settles. As sleep approaches, meaning fades into quiet presence, and that presence is enough.
As meaning softens into quiet presence, another mystery gently appears, one that surrounds us constantly, yet remains almost entirely unexplained. It is the nature of reality itself, and whether what we perceive is truly what exists. Everything you experience arrives through perception. Light becomes color, vibrations become sound, pressure becomes touch. The brain weaves these signals into a coherent world. Trees feel solid. Space feels continuous. Objects seem to exist independently of observation. And yet, science tells us this picture is incomplete. At the deepest levels, matter is mostly empty space. Particles are not solid points, but excitations of underlying fields. Even these fields may be descriptions rather than substances. What we call reality appears less like a collection of objects and more like a web of relationships. Some scientists and philosophers suggest that reality is not fundamentally material at all. Instead, it may be informational, relational, or even experiential. In these views, what we perceive as solid and separate is a surface effect, not the foundation. This raises a quiet question. Are we seeing the universe as it is, or as we must see it? Evolution shaped perception for survival, not for truth. We see what helps us act, not what reveals ultimate reality. Colors are not properties of objects. They are interpretations. Sounds are not things. They are experiences created by the mind. If this is true, then much of what feels real may be a useful interface rather than a faithful picture. Some compare perception to a user interface on a screen. Icons are not the files themselves. They are symbols that allow interaction. In the same way, space, time, and objects
may be symbols that help conscious systems navigate a deeper reality. But if that is the case, what lies beneath? Science does not yet know. Every attempt to peer deeper replaces familiar images with abstractions, waves, probabilities, equations. The closer we look, the less tangible reality becomes. As you rest with this idea, notice how perception loosens when attention softens. The room fades at the edges. Sensations become less defined. The sense of being surrounded by solid objects grows lighter. Perhaps this is a small glimpse of how reality might be. Less rigid, more fluid, more dependent on interaction than substance. This does not mean the world is an illusion. It means it may be layered. What you experience is real at one level, even if deeper levels follow different rules. Science can describe many layers, but it cannot say which one is most fundamental. Each description works where it applies. None feel complete. And that incompleteness is gentle. You do not need to decide what reality truly is tonight. You do not need to peel back layers or imagine hidden structures. Let the surface be enough. The universe allows many ways of being real at once, solid and fluid, determinate and uncertain, observed and observing. As awareness settles, perception becomes simpler, less interpretation, less construction, just presence. Perhaps reality is not something to be uncovered, but something to be participated in. You are not outside it, looking in. You are part of it, experiencing itself in one of countless possible ways. Let that thought remain soft and open. The night does not require a final picture of reality. It allows impressions to blur, edges to soften, and certainty to fade. As sleep draws nearer, perception loosens its grip. The world remains, but without demand. Reality does not insist on being fully known. It allows rest. And within that allowance, there is calm.
As reality loosens its edges, another quiet mystery reveals itself, one that moves through everything, yet never stands still. It is the nature of change. Nothing remains exactly the same. Stars burn and fade, mountains rise and erode, cells replace themselves, thoughts appear and dissolve. Change feels constant, unavoidable, and yet science cannot fully explain why the universe changes at all. The laws of physics describe how things change. They track motion, decay, transformation, and interaction with remarkable precision. But the laws themselves do not explain why change is happening rather than nothing happening. Why is the universe dynamic? Why does anything move, transform, or evolve instead of remaining frozen in a single state? Some theories suggest that change is tied to instability. Perfect stillness may be impossible. Even the lowest energy states fluctuate. Absolute rest does not exist. At the deepest level, reality is restless. Quantum physics supports this idea. Even in its lowest state, a system continues to vibrate. Fields fluctuate, particles appear and disappear. Change is built into the foundation. But this only shifts the question: why should restlessness exist at all? Other ideas suggest that change is not fundamental but emergent, that beneath apparent motion lies a timeless structure, and what we call change is a perspective effect. From one view, everything is fixed. From another, everything flows. This echoes earlier questions about time. Perhaps change and time arise together,
Or perhaps change is primary and time is how we track it. No explanation has settled the matter. As you rest with this thought, notice how change feels when you stop resisting it. Breath moves in and out, sensations shift, thoughts come and go. Nothing needs to be held in place. Change does not feel threatening when it is allowed. The universe may be similar. It does not cling to any state. It allows forms to arise, linger briefly, and pass away. Stars form from clouds, shine for millions of years, then return their material to space. Nothing is wasted. Everything transforms. Change, in this light, is not destruction, it is circulation. Yet the reason for this circulation remains unknown. Science can trace cycles, it can measure rates, it can model evolution, but it cannot say why there is movement instead of stillness, becoming instead of permanence. Perhaps change is simply the expression of possibility. If reality contains more than one state, movement between them may be inevitable. The universe explores itself, not by intention, but by necessity. Or perhaps change is the universe's way of knowing itself, unfolding patterns over time to reveal what can exist. These ideas remain quiet and untested. You do not need to decide which is true. Let change remain gentle and unexplained. As awareness softens, the need to hold on to moments fades. You do not need this thought to last. You do not need the next one to arrive. Experience flows on its own. The universe does not resist change. It does not rush it either. It allows transformations to happen at every scale, from the smallest vibration to the largest cosmic drift. You can rest within this flow without being carried away by it. Let change move quietly in the background. Let sensations shift without comment. Let thoughts dissolve without replacement. Nothing needs to stay. The night does not ask for permanence, it invites release. As sleep approaches, change slows to a gentle rhythm. Breathing steadies, awareness drifts. The universe continues its endless transformation, patient and calm, while you are free to let go, trusting that nothing needs to be fixed in place for rest to arrive. Change will continue. You do not need to follow it. You can sleep.
As change continues its quiet motion, another mystery settles gently beside it. One that hides within everything that exists, yet remains strangely elusive. It is the nature of nothingness. We often imagine nothing as empty space, a vast blackness where matter is absent. But science tells a different story. Even the most perfect vacuum is not truly empty. Fields fluctuate, energy flickers, particles briefly appear and vanish again. What we call nothing is alive with activity. This raises a subtle question. If even emptiness is something, then what would true nothingness be? Physics does not know. The vacuum is the lowest energy state we can describe, but it is still a state. It still follows laws. It still has structure. Absolute nothingness, no space, no time, no laws, remains beyond our ability to define, let alone observe. And yet, the idea of nothingness lingers at the edges of every explanation. Why does the universe exist instead of nothing? Earlier questions circle back here. If there were truly nothing, could something ever arise? Some theories suggest that nothingness is unstable, that the absence of everything cannot persist. Others argue that nothing is not a meaningful concept at all, that existence is the only possible condition. But these are ideas, not answers. As you rest with this thought, notice how the mind struggles to imagine nothing. The moment you try, something appears. Darkness, silence, space. But those are still experiences.
true nothingness slips away the moment attention turns towards it. Perhaps nothingness is not something to be pictured. Perhaps it is simply the absence of experience, beyond imagination. The universe does not explain why it is here rather than not. It does not justify its presence. It simply exists. And within that existence, even emptiness has texture. As awareness softens, notice the spaces between thoughts, the brief pauses where nothing seems to happen. They are not disturbing, they are restful. They give shape to what follows. Perhaps nothingness plays a similar role in the universe, not as a void to be feared, but as a quiet background that allows something to stand out. Silence makes sound meaningful. Space allows form. Absence gives presence its contrast. The universe may not emerge from nothingness, but it may rely on it, gently, everywhere. Science can measure vacuum energy. It can describe fluctuations. It can model how empty space behaves. But it cannot tell us what nothing truly is, or whether it can even exist. The question remains open, soft, and distant. You do not need to understand nothingness tonight. You do not need to imagine it clearly. Let the idea remain abstract and gentle. As the night deepens, the mind naturally approaches a state closer to nothing than something. Thoughts thin out. Sensations fade. Awareness grows spacious. This is not true nothingness, but it is quieter, lighter, less defined. Perhaps rest is a temporary return toward that quiet background where effort dissolves and experience loosens its edges. The universe does not demand constant activity. It allows pauses. It allows gaps. Let the idea of nothingness remain where it belongs, beyond reach, beyond definition, calm and unresolved. There is no need to fill the silence. As awareness drifts, space opens naturally. Thoughts become fewer. The background grows wider. Nothing needs to happen now. The universe continues its existence without explanation, and you can rest within that existence without needing to imagine its opposite. Silence holds. Space opens. Sleep arrives.
As silence opens and nothing needs to happen, another quiet mystery glides into awareness, one that touches every moment, yet resists all attempts to be pinned down. It is the mystery of the present moment. We speak of now as if it were obvious, this moment, right here, right now. It feels vivid, alive, immediate, and yet science cannot locate it. Physics describes time as a dimension like space. Moments are points along a timeline. Equations do not single out a special instant called the present. There is no mark in the laws of nature that says this is now. So why does it feel so real? Neuroscience suggests that the present moment is constructed. The brain gathers signals from the senses, slightly delayed, and stitches them together into a moving window of experience. What feels immediate is already a blend of the recent past. The now is not a point, but a short span. But even this does not fully explain the feeling of presence, the sense that experience is happening now rather than simply being recorded. Some scientists suggest that the present is not a feature of the universe, but of awareness, that consciousness highlights a narrow slice of events and treats it as special. Without awareness, all moments may exist equally. With awareness, one moment becomes vivid. If this is true, then the present moment is not found in time, it is created by attention. This idea feels strange because it turns a basic assumption inside out. We assume the present exists first and awareness moves through it.
Perhaps awareness creates the present by where it rests. As you lie quietly, notice how the sense of now softens. There is no sharp boundary between moments. Experience flows gently without needing to be labeled. The present widens when there is no urgency. Perhaps the present moment is not a point to be captured, but a space to relax into. The universe may not privilege any single instant. It may hold all moments together, equally real, equally distant. The feeling of now may be how experience navigates that vast structure. Science has not settled this question. Experiments can measure brain timing, physics can map time structure, but neither can fully explain why the present feels different from all other moments. And yet this mystery does not demand resolution. The present moment does not need to be defined to be felt. It does not need proof to be lived. As awareness softens, the urge to hold on to now fades. There is no need to mark the moment, no need to anchor experience. It unfolds naturally. Perhaps the present is most comfortable when it is not examined too closely. The universe continues whether or not we identify a now. Stars burn, space expands, change flows. Awareness highlights what it can, when it can. You do not need to stay present. Presence happens on its own when effort relaxes. Let the moment be wide and gentle. Let it include silence, drifting thoughts, soft sensations. There is no need to chase time or freeze it. The present does not run away. It does not need to be caught. As sleep approaches, the sense of now becomes less distinct. Moments blend, boundaries soften. This is not a loss, it is a return to ease. The universe does not insist on sharp instants. It allows continuity, overlap, and rest. Let the present dissolve into a calm openness. There is nothing to miss. Only quiet experience unfolding without a timestamp as awareness drifts beyond moments, beyond clocks, into sleep. As the present moment dissolves into gentle openness, one final pattern begins to reveal itself, not as a question about space or time, but about the universe as a whole. It is the mystery of direction. The universe changes, time moves, entropy increases, stars burn out, space expands. Everything seems to be going somewhere, and yet science cannot say where or why. Does the universe have a direction? Not in space, but in meaning. We often speak of progress, of evolution, of complexity increasing over time. The universe began simple, and now it contains galaxies, chemistry, life, awareness. This feels like a movement toward something, a quiet unfolding. But physics does not confirm this feeling. From the perspective of fundamental laws, the universe does not aim, it does not strive, it does not move toward a goal. It simply follows rules, step by step, moment by moment. And yet, complexity appears. Structures form that did not exist before. Matter organizes, life emerges, minds reflect, questions arise. The universe becomes capable of wondering about itself. Is this direction real or only something we notice in hindsight? Some scientists argue that complexity is an accident. Given enough time and space, rare patterns are bound to occur. Life and awareness are statistical outcomes, not destinations. Others suggest that the universe has a tendency toward structure, not intention, but inclination. Certain arrangements persist longer than others. Over time, stable patterns accumulate. Complexity grows, not because it must, but because it can. Still, this does not explain why the universe allows this growth at all. Why should reality permit awareness to arise? Why should it support observers who can question its nature? There is no scientific answer. As you rest with this thought, notice how direction feels in your own experience. Some days feel purposeful, others drift without aim. Both are natural. Neither requires justification. Perhaps the universe is similar, sometimes appearing to move toward greater complexity, sometimes dissolving back into simplicity. No fixed destination, no final state. The universe may not be a story with a conclusion. It may be a process without an endpoint. Cosmology can describe possible futures: endless expansion, heat death, collapse, renewal. But these are outcomes, not purposes. They say what might happen, not why it matters. And maybe it does not need to matter. Meaning, direction, and purpose may be local phenomena. They arise where awareness exists, where questions are asked, where experience reflects on itself. The universe may not need a direction of its own. It allows directions to arise within it. As awareness softens, the need to know where things are going fades. There is no destination to arrive tonight, no trajectory to follow. The universe does not rush toward its future. It unfolds at its own pace, indifferent to timelines, patient beyond measure. You do not need to align with a cosmic direction. You are already within the unfolding. Let the sense of movement quiet down. Let questions of where this leads drift into the background. There is nowhere you need to arrive. As sleep approaches, direction dissolves into stillness. The future loosens its pull. The past releases its weight. Only gentle unfolding remains, without goal, without endpoint. The universe continues its vast motion without asking where it is going, and you are free to rest within that motion without needing to follow it.
As direction fades into quiet unfolding, everything gently returns to where it began, not to an answer, but to a stillness beneath all questions. Throughout this journey, we have touched the edges of science, not its achievements, but its silences, the places where equations pause, where measurements end, where understanding loosens its grip. We began with existence itself, why there is something rather than nothing. We drifted through time, matter, forces, awareness, and meaning. We watched certainty soften into probability. We allowed mystery to remain without being solved. And now, at the end, there is one final realization. Science does not exist to close every question. It exists to open them carefully. The universe is not a puzzle waiting to be completed. It is a process still unfolding. Every discovery expands the horizon, revealing new unknowns beyond it. Knowledge grows, but so does wonder. This is not a flaw, it is a feature. If the universe were fully explained, curiosity would end, exploration would stop, awareness would grow still in a way that is very different from rest. The unknown keeps the universe alive to inquiry. And perhaps that is enough. You do not need to carry these mysteries forward. You do not need to remember them clearly. They do not ask to be held tightly.
They are not tasks to finish, they are invitations. Invitations to notice how little effort is required to exist, how the universe supports complexity without explanation, how awareness arises without instruction, how rest arrives without permission. As you lie here, notice how the body already knows how to sleep. No command is needed, no understanding is required. Systems soften, thoughts thin, attention drifts. The universe does the same. It does not strain to exist. It does not struggle to unfold. It simply continues, moment by moment, without needing to know where it is going. Perhaps the deepest mystery is not something science cannot explain. Perhaps it is the quiet ease with which everything happens at all. Stars burn without knowing why. Time flows without asking permission. Awareness appears without explanation. And then, gently, it rests. You are part of this same unfolding. There is nothing separate you need to do, nothing to solve, nothing to complete. The questions can remain open, the answers can remain unfinished. There is no rush. The universe does not demand clarity before allowing rest. It does not require certainty before offering calm. As this journey comes to a close, let the mysteries drift back into the background where they belong, not forgotten, but no longer held. What remains is simple presence, quiet awareness, gentle breathing, a body settling into stillness. The unknown is no longer something to explore, it is something to rest within. And so, without conclusion, without resolution, without final explanation, the journey completes itself the only way it ever could, by becoming quiet. Let thoughts fade, let questions sleep. The universe continues, and you can sleep too.